Alright, welcome everybody to a new week of Computer Science 1. Your next homework assignment is going to be doing a Scratch storybook. And what you're going to do is use all of the different tools in Scratch that you know to make a non-interactive story. Basically, hit the green flag, and there should be at least 3 characters in the story, and they have to move around. The backdrop has to change. They have to say things, and there has to be like a story, and there has to be like a moral, kind of like an Aesop's fable if you're familiar with that, or like a kid's story in which the message is don't talk to strangers, or don't take candy from adults wearing tunics after dark, it was really funny because I was going around last night. It was Halloween, right? And I was like, "Who wants candy?" And all these kids were like, "I do." And I was just like, I'm literally giving candy to kids after dark, but their parents were just laughing. So I figure, I must be a trustworthy looking individual or something. Next time I'll dress up as a clown or something. Then I can really terrify people. So okay. So that's your assignment. It's due in a week. Not computational thinking. Yeah, it is computational thinking. Okay. All right. So you'll have a week to do that. It's not a hard assignment. Basically, the goal is, I come in, I hit the green flag, and then the characters on the screen do their thing. So let's do a quick review of what you need to know in order to do this. Scratch is fun to use. My issue is you overthink things. Yeah, and that's the thing in computer science too. Computer science in reality is a lot of times there's a simple way of. Sometimes there's not, by the way, but a lot of times there's just a simple way of doing something, and people really make it far more complicated, the solution, than it needs to be. So, very trustworthy, strange man, handy out candy. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Or people just like free candy. I don't tell you. So let's talk about how to do movement. So to make something happen when you click the green flag, let's see here under the yellow section, events. This will, and remember, you write one program per sprite. So let's get rid of Scratch here. Let's just add some people. Something about animals, maybe. Sure, let's add an elephant. And let's add a mouse, because elephants are afraid of mice. Which I always thought was a urban legend, kind of thing. And then Mythbusters did a thing, and they had elephants, and they revealed a mouse, and the elephant's like, "Oh, what?" and there was like, "Oh, they actually are afraid of mice." That was not something we saw coming. Okay, so you basically can add. You're going to need to add at least 3 sprites here, and under the backdrops, you're going to need to add at least 2 backdrops. Looks fine to me. And you're going to have to change backdrops at some point. So we'll start them off on the hill. Okay, so Clifford and the Blue. Yeah, you could if you want. Okay, so each one of these sprites has its own program. So what you can do is have a sprite. You can have both of these do something when the green flag is clicked. So, for example, when the green flag is clicked, you could have the elephant say, I don't know, let's move to a location. Actually, when the thing's clicked, it should probably reset just in case you want to play the thing multiple times. So you should just set the X and Y location. Is that its location right now? Yeah, okay. So when we start off, it's usually a good idea to reset yourself back to the beginning, because when you move, like we do this, and then you're going to glide over, there to 0, 0, something like that. It's going to move, but then it stays there, right? So it's really important that when you click the green flag, it does the reset. You guys understand what I mean? Like, have it go back to its beginning, because otherwise every time you click play, it just stays there. Because Scratch is kind of a weird programming environment. All the changes you make to this stuff in the world is permanent. So if you replay it, it stays wherever it was before. So the first thing you always have to do in Scratch is just reset your position, or whatever. If it's a lot of times you'll hide a sprite or show a sprite, things like that. So for the mouse, maybe we'll start with the mouse hidden. So when the green flag is clicked, it will hide itself, right? And it will also set its position. Set its position to 170, negative 130. Right. So every time you click the green flag, the mouse will hide and go back to its original position. Okay. F, undeafen yourself. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. All right. So do you guys understand that point? So every time you hit the green flag, you want to kind of reset everybody back to where they were before, set the backdrop back to where, the original backdrop, things like that. So it'd be neat if there's a search tool here, wouldn't it? Huh. What is turbo mode? No. Okay. Switch backdrop to. Okay, so let's go to the elephant, I guess. Switch backdrop to the hill. All right. So how would you make the sprite reappear? There's a show. So what I'm going to do real fast is I'm going to have the elephant walk forward. I want it to say something. Then after a delay, I want the mouse to appear, and then I want the elephant to run off. And after it hits the edge of the screen, I'll switch it to another screen and make it look like it ran a long distance. And that'll be my little demo for today. Let me shrink my face a little bit so it's kind of in the way. There we go. Okay. So, but the first thing you need to do is just reset everything back to normal. Okay, so I'm going to have this guy walk over here. And then I will have the elephant say, hello, is someone there? For 2 seconds. And then 2 seconds later, I want the mouse to appear. Now, what I could do is just have the mouse have like some sort of delay node on here or something where it like I have to count out exactly how long the elephant's going to do its thing and then it appears. But there's a way you can actually have the different sprites communicate with each other. Okay. And that's kind of the new thing for today that you haven't seen before, maybe. Or maybe you have. I mean, Scratch isn't really all that big. You've probably encountered it. Who knows? So, right here, there is a broadcast node. And so broadcast sends a message to all the other sprites in the world, in this case, the mouse. Right? And I'm going to send new message. Yeah. Make a new message called mouse appear. Now this doesn't appear on the screen anywhere, it's just hidden within your code. So it's going to broadcast to all the different objects in the world, mouse appear. And by default, nothing happens, right? So if I run this, nothing happens, right? Because I haven't told anything to happen. Like the mouse doesn't have any event set up for like when mouse appear is red. So what I have to do is create a new starting node here that says when I receive mouse appear. Okay, so this is something that happens when I click green. It hides itself or resets its position, and then it just doesn't. Then it ends. But once the elephant sends out the mouse appear event, then I want it to appear here, and I'll have it say. Let's see. Let's move it maybe. Move towards. What's the location of the elephant? The elephant's at 0, 0. Yeah, I'll just have it move to 0, 0 also. That's pretty easy. And so the mouse will run over there and it'll say hello. And of course the hello. Will you be my friend? Okay, so let's try that out. Hello? Is someone there? Then after 2 seconds, the mouse appears. I don't want it over the eye of the elephant. That's a little much. So I'm gonna move the mouse to be right here. Yeah. There. I kind of don't want it like blocking the elephant, you know. I'll just have a scurry up there. Hello, will you be my friend? And so you can move it. You can move the sprites with your mouse, and then you can just see what the location is: 120 and 5. So 120 and 5. And then when I hit the green flag, you notice everything resets. Hello, someone there. The mouse appears, runs up to 125. Hello, will you be my friend? Now the mouse is going to send a message back to the elephant. So now the mouse is going to broadcast a new message called elephant run. Yep. And again, by default, this won't do anything because nobody's set up to receive the elephant run event right now. But I'll click back over to the elephant, and when I receive elephant run, then I'm going to go like, oh no, and run away. Actually, I don't want it to wait for 2 seconds. I want it to run immediately. So I'm just going to have it say. Okay. And then I'll have the elephant. This is visual programming, yeah. In professional programming, you do text-based stuff, you know. I'll show you what real programming looks like. So this is a C++ program. Char refers to a single character. String refers to a word, basically. It reads from the console input into the character, into the word. So it reads a letter like A, then it reads a word like apple. And if an error occurred, it calls this die function here. If an error did not occur, then it counts how many, from the beginning of the string to the end of the string, how many times that letter appeared. And it prints it out. So if you type in A, apple, hit return, then there's one A and apple. If you type in P, apple, there's 2. So that's what real programming looks like. It's all text-based, very text-heavy. Hacker man, yeah, exactly. Are you making fun of my RGB keyboard here, Aaron? Yeah. My keyboard is in fact an RGB Corsair. You can see I got some of my Halloween candy there too from last night. Although my daughter did give me an Almond Joy, so I I suspect she doesn't like me very much. There's the trash. I was going around to people like, do you like Almond Joy? No, not really. I'm like, me neither. But I found one person who's like, yeah, I like Almond Joy. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, okay. You can have all of the Almond Joy. I gave him I gave him diabetes. Okay. So the elephant here is going to pick up the event Elephant Run. Let's just double check to see if this works. You like Almond Joy? Okay. Will you be my friend? Okay. Now it needs to run. Okay. So the mouse says, hello, will you be my friend? And then actually let's do the one with the duration on it, just so it doesn't, you see how the words don't go away. So let's switch this one over to hello, will you be my friend, for just like 0.75 seconds. And then we want the elephant to scream, and then run. Okay, so we'll click back on the elephant here. Remember, you have to click on the different sprites to switch between the programs of the different characters in the world. It's going to say, and then it's going to run away. And it's going to, and I'm just going to move it. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Okay, so negative 320, negative 134. If I can move it even further, negative 4. Okay. Let's try this. Nah, it hits the edge of the map. It's funny. Okay. Good morning. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's still morning, sure. You want mine? I got like 10. Yeah. I don't know. It's, to me, Almond Joy is a sign that you dislike something. Midterm again? You want to have the midterm? We can do midterm. It's fine. Thanks for reminding me. That's cool. All right. So, yeah, we're not doing midterm this week. What week is this? Let's check. Is there a midterm this week? I don't think so. Nah. Next week. Next Friday, there will be midterm. It's, yeah, more of the fallacies and stuff like that. So, oh, you meant you had a midterm. Well, you got 2 midterms now. You're welcome. Okay. So the elephant runs away, and then we're gonna switch the backdrop. Switch the backdrop to forest. Okay. But do you guys see the main thing that I'm trying to teach today is like how you can communicate between different sprites, you know, like that. So this guy broadcasts something, the mouse picks it up, it does its thing, it broadcasts something, this guy picks it up. The mouse can have an event that says when the backdrop switches to forest. We can move our location down to here. So negative 20 and 142. 28, 142, and looks, I wonder if I will ever be friends with elephant, and then have it, and the elephant should maybe hide in the meantime. So it'll fly over there and hide, switch backdrop. And then we don't have, I didn't put a broadcast here because one of the events you can trigger on is when the backdrop switches. And so by switching the backdrop, I just have the mouse trigger on that. He thinks to himself, will I ever be friends with elephant? And then we're going to broadcast elephant, I don't know, become friends or something. I don't know. And so when the elephant receives the message to become friends, it will, it pop out of the bushes. Does it have a different costume? It does. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Hide, and I'm going to change its say to nothing. Okay. Nope. 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 Okay. So, so let's see here. Looks. And so right when we start, we want its costume to be Elephant A. And then when we come over here, we're going to switch our costume to Elephant B. And then... I want it to appear here. Okay, so 138.8. So I'm going to set its X location to be 138. Y location to be 8. I'm going to set it to be show. So do you guys see how you can like hide and show things to like make them appear and disappear? The council will decide your fate. We grant you the rank of student, but not. Okay. Show. And then we'll have the elephant walk over to the mouse. Let it glide over to here. So for -45, and have the elephant say, even though I am afraid of you because you look different, you seem like a nice person, so let's be friends. And the end. Whatever. I'm done with this. So here we go. The world premiere of Elephant and the Mouse. And there you go. So that is, he kills it accidentally. That is the world premiere of The Elephant and the Mouse. You've seen it here first. I should probably sign in so I can save this, huh? Unlucky rat. Yeah. Let's see here. Project saved. The Elephant and the Mouse. Okay, and as always, when you submit your project, a lot of people were just like copying this URL and sending it to me. By default, they're not shared. And so I got a lot of people who were, like, I would click on their URL and it's like, this isn't shared. I'm like, okay. And then I have to message the students. And it's kind of annoying. So, especially when you're grading 90 of these things, you know. So you want to click the share button. And instructions, click the green flag and watch the moral story. Copyright. There you go. Add to studio. We don't have a new studio, do we? Okay. Either. And then after you hit share, then you're going to hit copy link like that. Copy link and post. And there you go. Ratatouille's death. Yeah, that was an okay movie. I didn't mind it. Okay, so you guys understand that process? So the goal here is just to make a movie, essentially. Click green, no interactivity, just have the things move around. And this is going to give you a chance to kind of have some fun, I think. It's kind of teaching you about communication between different objects is kind of the programming side of things here, and also to have you get a little bit of experience doing programs that are a little bit longer than what we did before, which were fairly short. You hit up arrow and it moves up, right? Very short, event kind of things. With this one, it's essentially one long program, but you need to break it up by using these broadcast and receive nodes. And you also have to have 3 actors instead of 2. And so if I added a third actor on here, like an apple, I guess. I don't know where that would come from. Event, green, click, looks, hide. So it'll just start off by just hiding itself, when the movie plays. And then maybe at the very end, it'll broadcast a new event called share food. And then when the apple gets it should change its location as well. So as always, when the green flag is clicked, you always have to reset everything back to normal. You have to reset your costume back to normal, your position back to normal, the backdrop back to normal. Everything has to go back to normal. So when the green flag is clicked, the apple is going to move back over here. And then when it gets the share food thing, it will appear and it will move to location. Here. Right, so glide to this location there. So yeah, hello, someone there. Hello, will you be my friend? It runs away. Whatever. Friends with elephant. Elephant appears. You know, Freddy. And then an apple comes in, and they eat the apple together. But you can have multiple people receiving broadcast events. So, for example, mouse appear. This guy could, like maybe on, I don't know. When I receive mouse appear, it'll show itself. It's like when the mouse appears, the apple could show itself. You can have. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like you can have multiple sprites receive the same message. Okay. But we don't need that. Nothing too complicated. Yeah, this isn't designed to be like a super program. It's designed to give you a chance to be creative and to make a program that's a little bit longer. Make sure you read the directions on Canvas. It explains all the requirements: 3 actors, 2 backdrops. It's got to run for a little while. What I did here was a little bit shorter. Your homework will be, but don't make it too long because I got to grade 90 of these. So. And the other thing, again, is you have to click on shared, right? If you don't share it, I'm just going to give you a 0 on the assignment. And then when you message me like, why did I get a 0 on the assignment? I'll be like, you didn't share it with me. And then you can share it with me and I'll give you points. But I'm just not going to go through the process of messaging everybody again on this. If you don't share it, I'm just going to give you a 0. I'm not going to permanently give you a 0, but I'm going to give you a 0. And then, you'll be like, why did I get a 0? Because you didn't hit share it. This button right here, got to hit it. Got to hit that button right there. Share it. Okay. Because the whole back and forth, like I would, then they would send me the same URL again. Not this year, but like last year. I once traded like 3 or 4 emails with a student. Like, no, you have to hit this button. You have to hit this button. This button. I was like screenshotting and like circling it. So this is, you guys get this. You'll get a 0 if you don't share it temporarily. Okay. So let's save it. All right. You're bad at these? The programming. What is the challenge? What's the tricky bit with them? November 8th. Can you show how to share, please? Yeah, okay. So if you got a project, let's just make a new one, I guess. If you have a project and you want to share it with the class, share it with me, in other words, that orange share button right there. If you don't share that, nobody else can see your project. So you click share, and then right here there's a place where you hit copy link. Copy link, and then you put that into Canvas. That's how you submit your thing. Okay. DreamWorks had to make a few cuts of the movie, so they resorted to coding the movie instead. That's funny. B-movie. Okay. Make a note of that. Yeah. Right here. Make sure you share it with this. Here, let's do this. If you don't share your project, you will get a 0 until you do. Like I said, I'm not very punitive. Like I just, like when you've got 90 students and like literally 20 of them didn't share it properly last year, like that's a whole lot of email back and forth. And then when they click on the wrong thing, it's like, no. So if you don't share, I'm just going to give you a 0 until you fix it. So if you don't share your project, you go to 0 until you do, and then I'll give you all the points. It's not a big deal. But I found that to be one of the best ways of getting students' attentions. If you don't share your project, you can 0 to 2. You share your project by. You know, I'm gonna screenshot this even. All right. So, there. Copy. Can I even not paste it in here? Cool. Let's see. Any other questions about this? It said 1 minute on the assignment page. Yeah. There we go. So, yeah. Once you guys all do this. Yeah. Three characters. All three characters must say things. So my apple didn't say anything, so that wouldn't count. 2 backdrops. Takes a minute to play. Okay, there you go. Right. So hopefully with those screenshots, we'll be good to go. Minimum of a minute. Mechanical keyboard. Yeah. Who looks at assignment pages? It'd probably help. It'd probably help. Okay. So that is our that's our class for today. So we'll pick up something new tomorrow, but I think this is a pretty good stopping point. Hopefully you guys had fun at the Halloween party. A lot of really fantastic costumes, and we played a lot of Jackbox and a lot of Age of Empires. We did play Custom Team Fortress, the game that I'm probably most famous for making. We did have good six students playing that yesterday. Yeah, dude, a party at your place. You had a party so you can play the party. Yeah. But yeah, the Jackbox is actually pretty fun. The Custom Team Fortress is pretty fun. The Age of Empires yesterday. One of my former students, who's actually a really good Age of Empires 2 player, joined in and got really super salty. It was really funny just listening to him start like complaining on the chat channel because he lost, and yeah, that was kind of amusing. But you're busy playing the new Mario Party, yeah. But yeah, no, it was a good time. So I always like doing Halloween when we're in person, and since it's the tail end, I hope, of the pandemic right now. Hopefully by this time next year we'll do it again in person. But one thing I do want to mention is that even after you complete this class, you can always stay on the ACM Discord. Like, there's a bunch of amusing people on here, and we post memes and music and stuff like that. So there's a lot of alumni that are on here and hang out and stuff. So you do not have to leave the Discord at the end of the semester. You can, if you want to, but you don't have to. You're gonna get banned on the server. No, why would I? You're the one that always suggests midterms and things like that we should do. So. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Now there's gonna be a midterm anyway. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Okay. All right. Go speed run. Okay. All right. So that's it. Yeah, that's it for today. We'll just call it a little bit early, and we will continue with I think cognitive biases next time. But if you have any questions about the Scratch, just let me know. It shouldn't be too hard, and you can always rewatch the video because I kind of went over everything you need to do for it. Just a little bit longer and have the Apple talk or something. I don't know. You'll be good to go. It's a pretty easy assignment. Just be creative, be fun. Yeah. My daughter and I watch them together, so just make sure there's nothing too inappropriate for a 9-year-old or something. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys.